Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us for the premiere of season 4 of our show and episode 88. If you're like to support the show, the easiest and quickest way is to give us a like, a follow, or a subscribe. And if you'd like to find us on social media, you can follow us on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos upload on Friday every week. But with no other announcements, we'll go ahead and start the show. So, ticket takers. The sun is rising over the horizon, and it's been a couple days here on a dappled island filled with an expanse of tightly knit jungle. You've beached yourself here with a something ticket this way comes on a beautiful white sandy beach, and each of you is has made a 2 days of time here waiting for the Tidewater ship, or well, not the Tidewater ship, but the ship to arrive, bearing the other 2 Tide bonds. And you've enjoyed a little bit of a breather and a little bit of downtime here on this island. Each of you is seeing the sun rise in the distance, the light scattering across the ocean, and for the first time you feel there's a little bit of peace here, but an impending unease, because every time you look higher than the horizon above you, storming is the red, cloudy expanse of the Cloud City of the Profane Citadel. You've not been harried or harassed by any members of the Citadel, probably assuming that they understand why you're here and that you might be carrying out some aspect of their desires. So, ticket takers, with this journey of 5 days behind you and a couple days here on the beach, what did you do in the downtime, Soros?
Well, because I had to drop out early of last session, just to retcon a couple of things we left. Soros left 1,500 for Jane and Minora. And left Jane instructions on how to connect with the rogues should she want Vox Populi to do that.
Okay.
Soros has studied his book,
which you've completed, and Soros's wisdom is now at 20, I think.
Nope.
Or no, it's not quite there. Is it 17? Yeah. You just popped up on the screen.
Better than it was.
Yes.
Better than it was.
Yep.
So the one thing that he will have done is have a conversation about the Divine Rebus that he shared with Jury and Mar, and then that got disseminated to then Abel and Kaimana.
All right. So we go back a few days, the ship sailing through the sky, maybe an afternoon of, you've been reading all day, and you gather which members of the ticket takers would you like to bring into this conversation? Everyone?
I would bring in Mar and Jury and see if they thought Kaimana and or Abel should join us.
Okay. So as you kind of are all going about your days, doing your various different things, at some point, Soros gathers Marlowe and Jury together, and you can go ahead and, if you want to have that conversation, Soros.
Now that you've had a chance to read the document, I would love to hear your input. And do you think the others should join us, or should this be a sidebar with just us? Don't all answer at once.
Sorry, that's really up to you. This is kind of like your autonomy thing.
Question.
I am okay with it being shared with them.
Sure.
I think they should know, but just wanted to get your take of whether we needed to discuss beforehand and then go to them with some conclusions versus having them here for the back and forth over what the hell this means.
I mean, that's fine. You want to fold them all in?
Yeah, I'll go get them.
Okay. All right. So Soros gathers everyone together, and Abel and Kaimana join the three of you.
So I've had a chance. Yeah, I've had a chance to read this, and I have some major questions. I have some answers, but I would like to know your thoughts on things, particularly with regard to the mother and the twins.
I mean, my best guess would be the twins, the dragon twins that keep being mentioned. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ones who can't be. They literally can't be separated from each other. They always show up together, and
the twin furies in all the letters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would make a lot of sense.
I mean, since the mother seems to have escaped, I think that I would bet we probably haven't come across that person.
The language on that one is the most vague, so it's tough to decipher.
I was wondering if they could be referring to Amalia.
Josh, can I roll something to figure out if that's Amalia? Because my gut says no, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Okay. Josh, you might want to relink the document. I don't know if Atwood and...
I will
read it.
Find it and read it.
Just so you're not lost in the... I can't remember what it said all the way either, because it's big.
Yeah, I will resend it.
Whomsoever has it easiest on hand, my tiny little brain is trying to remember what it all said.
Tiny little brain.
Not a lot of argument drops.
Computer is being so slow, but I have it on my desktop.
Alright, there, let's Josh put it in. But y'all can read this. It's relating to swords.
Josh, I got a 22 on that intelligence.
A 22. As you're kind of thinking at the language that's there, it mentions the way in which certain essences were ripped from people and put into things, and you think that because the mother is one of the things that had something put into it and not one of the sources of that energy or power, that the mother must be another experiment like Saurus and not like Amalia, who was a provider of something. Mm-hmm.
I explained this to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For sure.
But did Amalia have anything taken from her?
From the stories that Amalia told you, not connected to the Divine Rebus search. Amalia's energy is what allowed you to go from being a rat to being a human rat, like a were-rat, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's her stuff was that side of the transformation.
Yes, not the soul combination portion, which is what this document is focusing on. Mm-hmm.
Right. I thought all this, but just wanted to be triply sure that she wasn't involved. So if something bad happened to something later on, there was no chance of any backlash or feedback.
Well, it talks about the mother's memories here too, which are like not something Amalia would know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Too peaceful a source of slain Lightbringer.
Yeah, the soul in the mother was a slain Lightbringer. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know which Lightbringer may or may not have been slain?
Anybody who's Alyrian or studied history can make a history check.
Can I make a religion check?
Yes, Kaimana, but with disadvantage simply because this is a historical religious thing and not a study of the gods, but you can do it.
Hey everybody, I just want to let you know my first roll of night was a nat 1. That's cool. That's great. You know what? I'm not just happy about it.
We're not in Azulore yet, Jury. It's not your town yet.
What is wrong with me?
You're going with your strength.
Yeah. 18.
I got a 21. I keep
21.
I keep rolling super high.
Okay.
I got
10. Okay. Abel and Marlo, you know that there was a not one of the Lightbringers in the Terrace of Nor, because the killing of one of those Lightbringers would have shattered a tower. This was a Lightbringer in training had gone missing about 5 years ago or 6 years ago. A young woman who was in the process of being trained to replace one of the Lightbringers, and all you remember from it is that it caused a huge uproar because the numbers of Lightbringer potentials have been dropping as the years have been going on, and the current 9 that are in the towers are all reaching the point where they need to be replaced. And so there was like this like chaos of like, what if we run out of Lightbringers when this one vanished and was never found again?
Okay.
What else are you noodling, Saurus?
It doesn't say so specifically here, but I found out from other conversations that the light side of me was from an Aarakocra.
Asamar.
Asamar, thank you.
He's from a bird person.
Another winged person.
Sorry, I just watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
That's okay.
All I think about is
Oh, that Aarakocra, yes. No, an Asamar.
That's hilarious.
an Asamar.
Yeah.
So that counterbalances our tax.
Sure.
When you first introduced yourself to Alyria, she seemed to have some knowledge of the Divine Rebus. Do you think it would be worth asking her for more information?
Yes.
I'll fetch her right away then.
Okay. Alyria comes up to the group. And has been like spending time learning from each of the rats about the ship, having time to kind of explore for herself. And she's been very interested in the operations of the ship. And so she was talking to Alembic at the time about gauges and things. She's going to have a really messed up ship vocabulary, just warning. But she comes into the group. Yes, Abel, how can I be of assistance?
There may be something that you can assist Saurus with. I'll let him ask specifically the information that he is curious about.
Of course.
Any information you can share on the Divine Rebus?
Oh, well, according to the Library of Praetor Yokuzi, the Divine Rebus was a design that was constructed by the divining wizards of Azulore as a way to create a battery of sorts. They use it to power their divining magics, but some wizards thought that it might be potential as a way to link the soul to a more eternal bloodline, and that it might be a path towards immortality, or even, within the right circumstances, a path towards godhood.
Alyria, do you know if it's possible that someone like perhaps an Azulore wizard could recognize a Divine Rebus on sight?
I imagine that one of the diviner wizards of Azulore's society would perhaps have enough recognition of the energies coming from a Divine Rebus, yes.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I think, and Saurus, if I may,
Mhm.
part of the most concerning part about this is in the final notes, where it says the things he's looking for is enough pure Zephyrsite to craft a Divine Rebus. Zephyrsite being what they were in Nuevia for.
Mhm.
He's been denied access to that.
And then the text of the original spell is what we're going
Which
to
is-
Azulore for.
Yep, that's what he wants in Azulore.
So I guess we know why we're alive, right? And we've just been allowed to run around doing as we please.
Because Saurus was with her?
Yeah.
It's not very comforting.
Versus, I don't know, a plan B? Plan 8.5? I don't know.
When you read that, Ominira says, yes, it is quite obvious that even though Saurus is a divine rebus, that the power required from Saurus's transmutation is perhaps not enough to transmute whoever created him into godhood, and would need something of more power. You are a good first draft, though, Saurus.
Thank you. I'm trying. But much is still yet to be written.
Hey, every person is a first draft.
I am also a first draft.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Okay. Good conversation.
All right. So, Saurus, standing on the beach, the sand kind of rising between your toes, the warmth of the sun beginning to hit you, this whole conversation in the back of your head as you've had a few days to consider it. What does Saurus do this morning at the beach? What has he been doing in those 2 days in relative calm and peace to center himself or calm himself?
Playing with Kaimana. Because Kaimana loves raw seafood.
Mm-hmm.
We're on a beach, and Saurus is now immune to poison as well from a monk. So I figure he has asked, we might as well eat well if we're going down. So he has asked Kaimana to basically teach him about seafood, because he's never had it before.
Oh God.
So
Cue a montage.
and spend time with each of the rats. Just basically touchstoning his humanity with other non-humans, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as you're kind of thinking about those 2 days of peace and reconnecting with people and developing a deeper bond with the people around you, you feel that warm energy inside of you that you know spawned the light spell. But without even thinking, you're kind of looking at the sunrise, and you maybe sit down for a moment and put your hand into the sand to just feel it kind of course through your paw. And all of a sudden, a single hibiscus flower rises from the sand, blooms next to you, as you unconsciously released a spell into the sand. And you recognize this energy because the last time you felt that energy was waking up after dying. And there's just a part of you knows that that's a piece of Kaimana.
Oh, so sweet.
As Saurus has access to the Druidcraft cantrip.
Cute, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Does Mar see this?
I would imagine Mar is probably keeping an eye out. Yeah, you would see
God
that.
damn it, not you two! You were the one melee I had on my side! And you two!
Hey, Mar, use that scroll that one.
Mar, like knees in the sand.
It's the platoon moment.
Mar, don't worry. I don't think I'm going to start growing a flower under an enemy in hopes of taking them down. I am.
It works for Kaimana, I don't know.
Yes, but I seem to do really well with hitting things, and you seem to do really well with hitting things, and I don't think we should change what works to have gotten us this far.
That's true.
Now, after they've passed, I might grow a flower to put on them.
Best use of Druidcraft.
Surprisingly morbid, but yeah.
But other than that we shouldn't be. I don't plan on growing any flowers during the course of a battle.
All right.
So Marlo, as you walk away from that conversation, and you begin your day here, the second day here in this beautiful, pristine, tropical paradise, how did you spend your downtime?
I read my book.
Which you finished, and so now you are at like 20 with or dexterity. Yep.
I'm at 22.
22 dexterity. I'm waiting for your thing to pop back up. Yep.
Source is jealous.
Yes.
Respectfully jealous.
Respectfully jealous. And I am going to, because now that I have this like new like kind of like knowledge of like dexterity and like higher level of movement, I want to see if the pirate dude, I forget his name, will
Darian Longblade, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see if Arian will like spar with me. I want to kind of see if I can build a rapport with this dude.
Okay, so Darian, who you absolutely all remembered to take with you when you all left, because we just didn't mention him at all at the last time. He is kind of been just sitting at on the ship, and he. Well, I think that would be quite lovely. I haven't really been stretching, in that jail cell over the course of the last few weeks, and he kind of stands up and stretches.
We have very nice prisons in Nuevia.
Oh, it was very comfortable, but weird for you to say. Have you ever spent a night in one of your prisons, Abel?
I'm well aware that things could be far worse.
Yes, all by yourself, no one to talk to.
I know you love bragging about your country. It's a lovely country. I don't think the prisons are a great like point of highlight.
All right.
We don't make a point to try and accommodate thieves.
Oh my God.
I'm a privateer, Abel. We've been through this.
So, Abel, I'm trying to like make a new friend here, and you are immediately like, coming at it like really just driving a wedge immediately here.
In my defense, it has been a very stressful few days.
Understandable. I will be better. I will do better, Ma. I promise. Thank you.
Darian's just like stretching, and then like he stands up and like touches his toes, and then does like a back tuck, and then lands. All right, I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna do some flips too if this motherfucker is gonna be all pretentious about it.
Make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Is Thistle flipping with you?
Oh, of course.
Standing next to me. Yeah, 20.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So he does it, lands, and then he draws a scimitar. And while he's doing that, you do one as well. And like your hat even stays on your head.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yes. And then you kind of rise up out of it. All right.
And then Thistle's doing his little flips next to me too. And he's doing so good.
He's doing such a good job. He is. He's rolled an 18. He's doing such a good job. All right. Darian draws out a scimitar, and he kind of wipes it down a little bit, and then readies it. And you have your blades as well. Go ahead and roll initiative.
I'm not gonna do any like magic on him. I'm not gonna werewolf on this guy. Like I'm gonna be chill.
Sure.
I'm gonna take it easy on this.
Absolutely.
Jury is watching purely for research. Purely research purposes. Yeah. What? The hot pirate dude, and my bestie's fighting him.
Okay.
All right. What was your initiative?
My initiative was a 16.
Okay. So he kind of like touches the scimitar to his head and then bows and then raises it out to you, and he begins to take an action, but you get to go first.
I want to hit him.
Okay, go ahead.
3 times.
Ryan's like, I don't need magic, bitch.
All right. First attack is a 17.
That hits. That's his armor class.
Okay. The second attack is 19.
That hits.
The third attack is nope. That'll miss. So we got 2 hits.
Good, and he's gonna reduce the damage from the first one. Okay, cool.
Coward, whatever. All right.
He's now dead.
No,
He has
no,
pretty
I'm
good
not
hit points.
using. I'm not using rogue damage. I'm not using lightning damage. Like
Hit point wise, you and Darian are very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this scimitar actually might be the fuck out of me. But we'll see. So that was. 25
for the first one, or total?
total.
Okay, cool. He reduces it by 10. He goes to parry your first hit, and it parries off, but you just kind of catch him in the shoulder, so it was reduced by 10, but 15 points. Cool, awesome.
Okay,
And then
whatever.
that's fine. He responds.
Dodging attacks.
Yes,
like a loser.
he is going to. So he's going to go ahead and make. He starts to make an attack against you, and he's like sliding up with his scimitar, and you go to block it, and he slides underneath your sword, doing a feinting attack with his first bonus action, and then he's going to roll with advantage on his first attack against you. Okay, does a 19 hit?
19 is now my new armor class.
That is your new armor
yes.
class. Okay, cool. So for the first, and he's going to.
As a not werewolf. As a werewolf. That's funny.
Let's see. Yeah, he's going to make that a distracting attack. And so.
Okay, I was going to go easy on it. All right.
So you take 15 points. Oh, no, sorry. 20 points of slashing damage. And then his second attack gets advantage against you as well.
Right.
That is a 26 to hit. And so you take 18 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Yeah. All right, motherfucker.
And he kind of
I cheated on her behalf.
he slashes across you and then kind of like slides underneath your arm, and then as he comes up behind you, he kind of gets you on the back, and then he's behind you as you are doing that. You can tell he's very quick in his footwork.
I mean, is inspiration cheating?
Yeah, but I just spent 48 hours reading a book on footwork, so I'm a little mad.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to. We're going to. Oh, I want to do that. I forgot what it's called, but that thing that I can do. That thing. You know what I can do. That thing.
With the sword?
Insightful fighting.
Oh, yes. Okay. Go ahead, and against his deception.
Yeah, so against his deception.
Which he doesn't have a lot of, which is surprising. That is a 13.
No, I got a 15.
Awesome, cool. Then you have advantage on all your attacks against him.
And you know what that means.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so then I will do my 2 attacks, because that was my bonus
Okay.
action. So first attack. Wow, I'm glad I have advantage. One of those not one. So the first one's going to be a 21, and the second one is both super high. Okay. Now we're back in business.
I just had to check the number of superiority dice he has.
Okay.
All right, he has 6. Okay, cool.
So first attack is sneak attack, so it's doubles. So 21 on the first attack.
Nice.
14 on the second attack.
Okay. Nice. Good. All right. So you kind of catch him as he kind of slides up behind you and thinks that he has you in a position where he can get you from behind. You just like whip around with the blade and catch him right across the cheek. And he kind of like whips to the side and he laughs, but he's like grimacing as well from the pain. And then you use the energy of that turn to come up and slice up with an uppercut with the other blade across the chest. And he kind of leaps back for a moment and he's like, well, and he's going to come at you again. He's going to feint again
my god!
So he can get advantage on his first attack. He rolled low on his superior to die.
What happened to just fun? What happened to good old fun?
That's a 27 on the first one to hit.
I mean, yeah.
Whoa! I rolled on my d8s. I rolled 2 1s. So that is.
God, I thought you were about to say 2 8s.
No, 9 points of damage on the first one, and then he's going to use distracting attack again to get advantage. That's going to hit, and that is 22 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. Cool. Nice.
As he kind of like jumps up on the railing for a moment and then slashes down at you, and then when he hits the ground, he slices across like a thigh as he comes up.
All right. Cool. Yeah, no, it's werewolf time. I'm mad. I'm not gonna like attack him with werewolf. I just need the HP.
Yeah,
benefit.
sure. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna I'm gonna wink at him, pull my hat down, and then when I pull my hat back up, werewolf.
He kind of like steps back for a moment, and then he like re-steadies himself.
And then I'm going to attack his ass.
Okay.
Not 20 with that sneak attack.
Whoa, Jesus!
And then, yeah, that's a 19, so super fucking hits.
Okay, cool.
So, first one is the... Okay. 33 points of damage on the first attack.
Okay, so you go to hit him and you just kind of like smack him upside the head basically with the sword, and he like and hits the deck. He's not out, but he's just like okay.
Okay, I dropped werewolf and I help him up, and I'm like, oh, sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
He's going to use second wind and regain hit points. Good. Yeah, Darian is.
Also, I mean, how is he super fucked up?
I mean, he was basically at 1 hit point. But he just regained 19. So he's not looking terrible, but he's standing.
He's not getting a healing potion then.
Okay,
I was gonna be generous, but that's a lot.
Yeah. So he's like, well, I'm not normally a one-on-one fighter. I normally my role is always as the move in and out of battle among my allies. It was nice to face off and spar. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, no, you're like very, very good partner.
Thank you. Very nimble footwork.
I just read this book. Cut away.
Yeah, all right. So with the dream of this fight, Mar, in your head, as you're walking away from Saurus on the beach, your swords banished off to a realm of etherealness where you have not had to draw them in the last couple days. How does Mar spend her morning here on the beach?
I want to make a phone call.
Okay.
Or stone call.
A stone call. Hello.
And I'm going to pull out my stone and go, hey, Callian, been a hot moment. I hope you're well. I'm fine, actually. That doesn't sound convincing. I'm about to go into Azulore. I hope you're well. Yeah, that's probably fine.
That's about it. The call comes back a moment later. Hey, Malo, quite unexpected to hear from you. It is good to hear that you are doing well. Your mother has been filling me in on many of your adventures since we last spoke. The battlefield is a quiet place, but we are looking forward to things picking up in the next few days, probably. Stay safe.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So, Kaimana. how did you, as you're here, probably in the water, as you kind of rise up like Ariel at the beginning of The Little Mermaid. And
all right, we need that. Like wave coming up.
Yes,
on the rock.
you come up on the rock, and you're in your element out here on the ocean. There is a beautiful coral reef off to the side of this island that you've gone to every morning the last 2 days, and you have found delicious clams and oysters and fresh seafood of all variety. Going back into the last 5 days, how did Kaimana spend his downtime?
So, would have definitely spent a lot of it with the rats. Offering what kernels of wisdom he felt they could deserve.
Everyone notices the rats walking around increasingly confused as the week goes on. They all start calling people sport for no reason.
I'm like, you gotta cut that shit out.
I read it in this book. It was called The Great Ratsby.
Terrible.
You're doing great, Kaimana.
I've been sitting on that for 2 weeks.
And it's weird. It's no green light because they're colorblind. So.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
And then also, I've been teaching Little Saurus a lot.
Oh, what have you been teaching Saurus?
So I have to communicate with him because I have to cast Speak with Animals, but I've got that on my staff, so I get that back every day. So I've been having like little 1 to 2 hour one-on-one things with Little Saurus. And I get that he's a weasel. Yeah. So there's like a limited level that he can achieve. I'd say probably about after the second or third of the 5 days, I would try to explain to him like what sentience was, as Kaimana understands it.
He kind of just like looks at you really weirdly. I mean, that sounds interesting. Will it make me happy?
I cannot promise that.
Oh. Well, that's I mean, I think whatever you think is best, come on this adventure we're on.
All right, I'm gonna let you think about it for a day, because I'm not going to give you something that you don't want. But if you feel at the end of today that you want to see things like I do and the way everyone else does, you let me know and I'll help you do that.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know.
And the rest of the day I'll just spend playing around with him and everybody else. Definitely teaching Saurus like why some sea anemones are fine to eat.
Oh, this is still on the ship in the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next day, you get Saurus, little Saurus again, and you cast your Speak with Animals, and he's kind of sitting there. You know, I think I want to be more like you.
Oh no.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you seem kind of chill, so I think I want to be kind of chill too.
Thank you. And I am going to cast Awaken on Little Saurus.
All right. So you cast the spell, and this energy kind of absorbs around Little Saurus, and he has the full, like, the beast rising up in the rain, turning white, and then just like descending again. And then he like shakes his head. What's ennui?
Oh boy. Like, you ever just feel like, I know, You ever finish a bowl of food and then it's like you really wish it had had 2 or 3 more bites in it?
Every time.
Yeah. So it's like that, but life.
Huh.
That's cool.
Interesting. So I can learn like everything now.
Yeah, pretty much. If you try really hard.
How much
some of it I don't even get, but like I'm sure if you thought about it long enough, you could.
How much do I still have to listen to what you tell me to do?
Probably for the next year or so.
Oh, that's a long time.
But
okay.
I want you to know that I always have listened to what you say you want to do.
Okay. Can I go exploring?
On the ship? Sure.
Awesome. And he like
Don't
bounce. Oh, he stops.
Don't take anything that's not yours.
Damn it. Well, what can I do then?
It belongs to Mars. to Thistle.
What can I do then?
You can explore it.
Okay.
You can look around.
There were so many shiny things in that one dude's pocket.
Oh yeah, you got to check them out.
Oh, okay, goodbye. And he like zooms off. Abel, you are working on
next big bad. It's just a fucking little sword.
You're working on the ship somewhere, and you like are like you're doing something, and you just see this little like white blur by your feet. You like look down, and then when you look over the other way, he's like frozen on the tabletop. And out of his mouth, you hear, "You don't see me. I'm not here."
I can see you. And you are here.
I'm frozen. You can't see me.
When did you learn to speak?
Like 5 minutes ago.
So it's fairly new. Are you up to something mischievous?
Look at me.
I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
I'm a weasel, man. Come on.
Fuck.
Fair, that's true. It's very fair.
Look, just give me something shiny so I can go back to my dad and I look like I'm like worthy of his respect.
Oh, I am sure Kaimana loves you. No matter what. Oh, let me look through my one. I'm just gonna rifle through and see if I find like a little trinket, a gear,
Look,
or
the squirrel has stolen from you like 6 times. Just let me have this win, man.
I want to clarify that Mar keeps randomly giving Abel platinums because Thistle has stolen them, and Mar just finds a platinum and is like, "Oh, I know this."
Yes.
I'll just find like a spring or a sprocket. I don't think I have anything.
Okay, like a shiny chrome like sprocket piece, and he like takes it like.
This is my favorite spring.
Is it valuable?
It is quite valuable.
Like on the market?
I don't know what market weasels trade on.
Look, I can now. I have the entire world before me of endless possibilities.
It is a start to your investment, so just take it and go.
All right, he puts it in his teeth and then he bounds away. Come on, about 10 minutes later, you see him like pop up out of the lower portion of the ship and he bounds across you and you see this glittering silver sprocket in his mouth and he drops it at your feet. I think that was a success.
Ooh, I'm gonna like pick it and little source and put them both up on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to like set my staff down and all of my stuff.
Oh,
and not including the Tide Bond, but everything else. I'm going to be like, I really like that. Is there anything that you see that you would like to trade for it?
He kind of looks at your staff. I think that shell would make a really nice hat.
Oh,
the abalone?
abalone.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I'm like, show it how it's like iridescent on one side.
He flips out at that.
So you'll trade me for that one?
Roll a persuasion check.
Did he say that? Or?
No, sorry, that was me. The DM said roll a persuasion check. Imagine if the little source becomes like the Deadpool of this campaign.
That was a 7.
Oh God, he kind of like holds it back.
I'll throw in a feather.
Okay.
So yeah, Little Saurus has a eagle feather and an abalone.
He has you tie the abalone to his head and then like put the feather in there as well. So now he's like bounding around with like literally like a Three Musketeers hat made out of an abalone shell.
Oh my God.
So he's Robin Hood.
Yes. He's robbing Abel and giving to himself. All right.
And I'll tie the gear into the stuff on the staff.
Good. And as you continue your conversation, he kind of goes to like, he says, "Oh, I didn't even ask. Am I supposed to like keep this all a secret from people?"
Nah.
Oh, okay, good. Because I didn't.
I kind of wanted to, but then I was like, I don't think I could manage it. And if I couldn't manage it, that was asking too much for me.
Yeah, because you're so much smarter than me. And so like if you couldn't do it, then I probably couldn't either.
What's his intelligence?
I think it takes him to a 10.
Okay, so he's higher than I am.
Oh, he is?
Oh my God, no.
Don't let him find that out.
This is chaos.
he thinks you're smarter right now. He has not reached the teenage phase where he believes that you're always dumb.
I'm wiser than he is.
Yes.
Are you wiser than he is? I'm a little concerned about that.
No, Josh, what's a weasel's wisdom?
It's actually not bad. I think it's like 12.
Pretty good.
Come on.
Let's see.
Come on, is that a high wisdom, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, no.
It's 12 wisdom, and you took him from a 2 intelligence to 10.
Oh my God.
All right. So you continue, having your conversation and are now
little sport.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would like you to keep the fact that you could talk a secret from anyone who's not on the ship, because it could be dangerous for you if they learned that, and it's someone we don't know.
Okay. So just like when other people are around, just
yeah.
Okay. So you spend, the rest of your flight talking to and training Lil Saurus, who you have awoken. And with that in mind, Kamana, like as you pop out of the water, a moment later, just like popping out of the water next to you, like just the saddest, the ugliest mess, like just a land eel of wet fur. Lil Saurus just pops out. And you said that water was like the coolest thing ever. What the fuck is this, Kaimana?
It is okay. Like I was born in the water. I had a really fun time in it.
It's gonna take me like a week to get dry.
I can fix that for you real quick. Hang on. I'll take him to shore and I will dry him off in a second. He
poofs up, just like, then immediately goes about like trying to like smooth himself out and like shake. He's like taking a dust bath in the sand.
It looks like a Swiffer.
Yeah. All right. So other than drying off Lil Saurus, how does Kaimana spend his morning here on the beach?
I'll philosophize with Little Saurus a little bit.
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh my God.
Unless it's about something that's wise.
I would say philosophy is kind of a wisdom.
Yeah, I think that's
okay. We can make a wisdom check. Yeah.
Like, I feel like ethics is the intelligence.
That's true. I'll agree with that. Yeah.
15.
Okay. What are you philosophizing with him about?
It's like Kaimana's version of American transcendentalism.
Oh no. Like it's like Walden, but instead of like you actually lived in the lake instead of just like vacationed there for a summer, Thoreau.
Right.
All right, cool. So you guys talk about that, and it's over the course of this conversation that like his wisdom check was 1 point below yours, so he's hanging with you in the conversation, but you realize in this that Lil Saurus is making observations that even you sometimes go, wait, what? Like he's putting things together in a way that's slightly beyond you. And there's just probably this moment where the parent realizes that they have a child that is smarter than they are.
We'll pat him on the head.
What can I steal from Abel today?
Why is Abel your target?
He has so many shiny things. No one else has shiny things.
Out of character. He's got so much shit.
He does. I have on multiple occasions described Abel as jingle jangling places. So.
Hey, listen. You can't steal from Saurus because Saurus is going to catch it.
Yeah,
like Saurus will spot
and so will Marlo.
Jury is that kind of guy that keeps nothing on him. It's all in the bag of holding.
Yes.
Literally.
Unless you're going to steal the instrument and then Jury's going to kill you.
Yeah.
You would actually probably get the psychic damage and then it would kill him probably.
There's so many small little shiny things that Abel carries around.
You really shouldn't steal from him.
Okay.
More than once a month.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go like I'm gonna get Thistle and we're gonna like go wrestle or something.
All right, you have fun now.
All right, he bounds off through the sand, just a puff ball, and disappears to try to go in the direction that Marlo had gone to try to find Thistle to wrestle with.
So I'm gonna find Saurus.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hand him a clam.
Cool.
You know, Saurus.
Ronnie, is that music coming from you?
Oh, I apologize for that.
It's just like this, like vague, like.
Okay, we know what Abel has done. He has invented the radio.
He invented radio, yes.
That scared me so bad because I also had just put on music and I was hearing it from like 2 different ways. And then you said, "Is it music?" And I was like, "Oh no, everyone can hear my Kingdom Hearts relaxing music with rainstorm noise sound."
No.
All right, so come out of you find Saurus.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand him the clam. And no context. I'm just going to say, it is the fate of every teacher to be surpassed by their student. And then I'm going to leave.
Good to know. And I ate the clam.
Okay, so you open the clam up and eat the fresh, delicious clam. And it's quite delightful. Chewy. All right. So then Kaimana goes about his day. Abel.
Go for it, Abel.
Rising up from your, like, you've built like a small lean-to out of vegetation and things, and you're kind of rising up there and looking out at Lil Saurus bounding across the sand and Kaimana and Saurus exchanging seafood off in the distance, and Marlo kind of just walking along the beach. What did Abel do during his downtime?
Inventory.
Laid out everything.
Apparently.
I've alphabetized and organized everything by size, by category, by group. So I've probably noticed that some things are missing, but Little Thistle is probably suspect number 1. And then I saw the white rat.
the weasel, yep.
Oh, the weasel, yep. I think over the travel time, since we're going to...
Speaking of which, while you were doing inventory, because I just rolled a stealth check for Thistle, you were doing inventory and like you had laid out literally everything and were counting things, and you like turned your head and came back and you were 1 screw short for some reason.
Thistle.
because not only did I roll a stealth check for Thistle, it was a natural 20.
Oh my god, they're too powerful.
Oh god. His dex leveled up with me.
Yeah.
That little best.
2 minutes later, Mark comes over.
Oh my god.
Hey, here's this.
Thank you, Marlo. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry. He's at that age.
Thistle like pops up over your shoulder.
He just likes to act out.
What is this? Oh, what is this? This is it.
Not high. Like 2.
He's not a familiar. He won't come back.
Yeah, he has 2 he has 2 hit points.
And you will die if you kill him. You will be next.
Anansi now has standing orders to keep eyes on Thistle and Little Saurus.
Thistle looks and sees Anansi and just glares like daggers at Anansi.
Calm down, I say to Thistle, and I pick him up.
Okay. He immediately like collapses into your arms.
I pick him up like by the back of his neck,
he dangles,
scolding my kitten. And then I go, I don't know, run him out or something.
Okay, cool. All right. So Abel, going back to your inventory.
I don't know, I guess this is really just busy work to keep my mind off of everything that's going on back in New Avia that's happened. But over the break, over the travel time?
5 days or about 4 days, 5 days of downtime. Is there anything in particular that you wanted to work on while you were on the ship?
Yes. Well, I anticipate that in the hidden city of Azulore, we will find text and things, especially in the library, that may be difficult to decipher. So can I work on a device that can help us recognize linguistic patterns in order to decipher different languages that we may not be able to understand?
So you would like to create a device that contains the comprehend language?
Precisely.
Cool. Awesome.
Amblefish.
Ominira, always by your side and with the entire text of Praetor Yakuzi's library at her beck and call, is there to help you. So go ahead and roll a Arcana check with advantage.
The implication that Ominira maybe saw Thistle steal from Abel and didn't stop it is very funny to me.
Doesn't know it's morally wrong.
Doesn't know it's morally wrong. Yeah, it's just like, what a cute animal. He is very sweet.
Of our race.
He is very sweet.
This is terrifying.
Yeah.
What happens when they start stealing components of Ominira? Just like, why can't I move my finger?
No, he's such a little boy. He would never.
Oh God, I can't wait for Lil Saurus and Ominira to start talking to each other.
That's gonna be all you, John.
A 12.
Go talk with yourself for 30 minutes.
Oh God, no.
Gosh, I need you to pull up Chat GPT.
Oh,
On me.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. It says a 22.
A 22. Okay. Good. So let me see what level. What level is comprehend languages as a spell?
Like a first level.
Is it a first level spell? I think it's first level. All right. So over the course of 3 days of downtime, with Ominira's help and assistance, you managed to craft a device that looks almost identical.
My goal is not just for myself, because I anticipate that perhaps Saurus, Marlo, maybe even Joy will want to.
Yeah, and you're designing this so that anyone can use it.
Can I make multiple?
Let's see. Does Ominira learn enough from watching you do this that she can also craft them?
And remember
Yes, you can make 2 in that 3 day period because Ominira learns from you and she can craft one as well.
Okay. So, that will work. I guess it's just like a little.
Because she rolled a 17. She has nothing to add to it. She just has 17. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll have 2 of those, and they look. I just like a really complicated pair of glasses. That
okay, and then you put them on, and the text like kind of glows for a moment, and then transforms into a language that you can read, specifically Common. But yeah. All right.
Who did you give those to?
Do you hand them on to anybody yet?
I'm going to give one to Saurus.
I'm perhaps not the best person because I'm still learning to read at all.
Oh.
So converting it, I'm learning, but I'm not very good at it. So this may be better used by someone else, at least early on.
That makes perfect sense. I think Marlo would be my next choice for giving a pair of these glasses to.
All right. So as you complete the construction, you go to the deck and find Marlo there shortly after probably their duel with Darian, and you hand the glasses off to them.
Oh, good job on your duel. And as a consolation prize.
Consolation means she lost.
I won.
He won. I'm sorry.
Congratulatory
And
prize.
as a big prize to the winner.
Complimentary prize.
I thought he won.
No, he got the shit.
I won.
He got the shit beat out of him.
To be fair,
so
I
much
probably
else
would have
to
gone down the next round. It was very close.
That's every duel that Marlo gets in. It's like the next.
None of my duels are hard. I always
Yep.
fight people like the same level as me.
Yep.
And I went easy on that motherfucker. If I come
You
out
did.
full swings,
Yes.
no way.
All right.
And I'll just explain to Marlo what they are. I anticipate you'll find a lot of information down there written in languages that we don't initially understand. So perhaps this will help us in our research.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, Abel.
Also, I wanted to. That's it. I guess I just kind of tinker around with the glasses.
That's your conversation, Marlo.
What?
Abel just hands you the glasses and then walks away.
No, I don't. I don't make it awkward.
Okay, cool.
Marlo does that for us.
No.
Wow.
Where's the
Where's the
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
I tell this little no holds barred.
All right.
That's his orders.
Yeah. With your other 2 days of downtime, is there anything else that Abel would want to work on?
I can't think of anything. I honestly did not think about this while we were.
Well, you mentioned, did you want to get jury and try to do that?
Oh, the spell thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So I'll get up with jury and I'll ask them if maybe he wants to collaborate and try combining a few spells together.
Sure.
Specifically that spell that we were hit by whenever we went to Aruman's little demi-plane.
Have you come to me in your time of need? Sad, because Jaren's not here. Now you must rely on your good friend Jury to help you with your little projects.
As a skilled spell caster, hoping that your maturity would win out.
My maturity? When has that ever happened? Yeah, I yelled at you on the ship to kiss him. That was great, by the way. That was crazy. You flew out on a jetpack and kissed him? Wow.
I learned from the best when it comes to romance.
Your dad? Your mom?
No, I was just saying, you have a very romanticized idea when it comes to relationships.
Because
I've read some of the
Abel, I should not be your role model here.
I've read some of the letters that you wrote. They are very.
What do you mean you read some? You read my letter?
Just over your shoulder, Anansia's.
You read the one. Well, yeah, we had that meeting about it. That's true. About the letter you sent to me, which was great. My letter was not good. And my ex-boyfriend my ex not even boyfriend is Yorian. That's not good. I think we all agreed that was bad.
Well, you have to give yourself more credit. I mean, Yorian was sort of a manipulator, but Nairoy is a much better choice. So.
Very sweet. We'll see what happens. I'm not thinking about it at all the time. Anyway, let's talk about magic. Let's do magic. I'm rolling Arcana right now.
Why is Sully on literally the back of the couch? What have you done to her?
She just decided.
Hey, guys, I got a different dice and I rolled a nat 1!
No!
Well, good thing I didn't ask you to roll anything, so
I know.
that was a waste of a roll.
The spell blows up.
What is... You need to go through... When's
It's
the
fine.
full moon? Because you need to cleanse those under the light of the full moon.
Everything's cool.
All right.
Totally coping.
They don't make a sage bush that big.
Lord. All right. So, with the intention of crafting a spell that now both of you have access to casting, you are working together to combine your knowledge to construct a glitter fire bomb.
Yeah. The nat 1 is Jury doesn't help you the whole time, and he just asks you about Jury the whole time.
All right. But Omanir is also there.
It's out every day. It's not a big deal.
Omanir is there, and you have access to the spellcraft library of Puerto Yuguzi in the process of developing spells of your own and new spells. With this in mind, Abel could potentially craft many number of spells that could be Abel, like a spell that has Abel's name on it, for instance. So with that in mind, I would need you to make an Arcana check with advantage.
With advantage. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but
I was about to say, you can have inspiration too.
that's not the advantage. So not the first one.
I think my inspiration's up to a D10 as well. So
It's a 27 with advantage.
Ooh.
And then inspiration, and then I would, if needed, Flash of Genius it would.
Okay, cool. So with inspiration and Flash of Genius, you're over 30 somewhere. So you and Jordan.
8 for inspiration? I'm just curious.
I think it's
a
D10 now.
because I went up a level
God.
of Bard.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. So it'll be a 28 plus Flash of Genius.
Okay, so 34. So you are working, and Jordan mostly not helping. But eventually, like, the sound of Jordan's voice like washing through you and just kind of fading into the background as you go into like the beautiful mind space, and you are drawing out the spell and crafting it and writing it. And the flow of taking these two spells that are very disparate and combining them into a single thing, and taking your knowledge of the creature that you fought in Ahriman's lair. And as you're done, Jordan, there's a moment where you stop talking about Jaren, because watching this is almost like watching a symphony being conducted. And when he's done, like sweat on his brow, he slides it across the table to you. And you see a spell that you can read and understand, the Glitter Fire spell.
Wow.
Fire.
This is impressive.
Yeah. So this is Jordan and Abel's Glitter Fire.
So glad I could help you with this.
Believe it or not, you did contribute. So anyone who asks, I will be sure to tell them.
And because you hit over a 30 on the DC, instead of being a 4th level spell, this is a 3rd level spell.
Ooh,
Because that means I wouldn't be able to cast it.
Yes.
I could have.
Yeah. But in the things, all of the trade-off is it does 1 fewer D6 of damage than a fire belt normally would do, but it adds the fairy fire effect.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yes.
So they would glow and you would have advantage, right?
Yes, and I will create the spell in D&D Beyond and add it to your character traits.
Sweet.
Good work, Judy.
Yeah, I did a great job. You
I
did
never
too.
pinned you as an academic, but it was nice working with you.
Well, I did drop out of college. Literally out of a tap room. It's pretty cool.
I climbed out of college.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh man.
All right.
God.
So with memories of 5 days of hard work while your compatriots like played with animals, you are raising up on the beach. What does Abel do this morning on the beach?
I'm going to see what infusions I might need to prepare. I also might get with Kaimana and Journey to see, because I have this ability to store 12 castings of a spell inside a mundane item. And I'm curious if maybe I should put a healing spell, or are we concerned?
Yeah, how about Cure Wounds? Cure Wounds would be a great spell.
What do you think, Kaimana? Should I cure wounds in case we find ourselves under attack?
What's the limit?
The level limit.
I can put a second level in this item to be cast 12 times.
It has to be second level.
First or second level.
Oh, hold on, we lost Rob.
Yeah,
It was Abel discussing the spell stuff.
Oh yes, so we just decided that
Oh
we
yeah.
are going to, as a contingency, make sure we have extra healing available, so everyone knows. I'll put it in a dagger or something, so everyone knows.
Stab, cure wounds.
You should really put it in one of the snow globes.
Oh,
That's funny.
okay.
Kaimana, can we use one?
I don't know.
No, we're not gonna break it.
We promised it's a
Okay.
good
I've got mending. It's fine.
I'm trying to decide which town I like the least.
No.
I mean,
Bogtown.
Bogtown, right? Like,
Yeah, but that's the newest snow globe.
yeah. I see
How
it.
about the
Oh, we didn't get one from
Bloodspar was kind of traumatic.
Feldspar.
Yeah, we didn't.
Feldspar
we ran
didn't
out
have
of
one.
time.
Yeah, Feldspar
Oh, they
didn't have
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
or from Nuavia. We should have got.
No, you got one in Nuavia.
You got one in Nuavia.
Source got it in the
And you
Lantern
got
District.
drugs.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't remember. I was on drugs.
Nuavian one.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it'll be Bogtown.
Okay, the Bogtown snow globe is now a cure wounds snow globe. Like, we're gonna take whatever trauma we experienced in this place. we are going to heal from it.
Yeah, we're healing.
Literally.
Yes.
This is therapy in D&D.
All right.
bring us closer together.
All right. So Abel goes about his day, and Jordan, as you walk away from the conversation with Abel, deciding this about the device, you're thinking back to the last 5 days. What did you do in your downtime?
Sure. So over these days, I've got my little mirror.
Okay.
And the main thing is I'm going to go up to each of them and see if there's something they want to divine with it. I'll start with Kaimana, because I promised him a use of it.
Okay.
All right, Kaimana. Something, a creature, an object. I'm going to ask the same thing for you, Source, so whenever.
What are we supposed to be divining?
It's a creature, an object. You get 1 minute insight into its past.
It's whatever you want.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I'll do the Tide Bond.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So I open the mirror for him.
All right. So you take out one of the Tide Bonds and focus the mirror on it. And Kaimana, as you're looking at the mirror, you start to see images of like bubbles rising in a very deep sea space, and almost like the opening to BioShock where we descend to rapture. You see the expanse of the city of Azulore below you, but you're hearing a voice kind of speaking, and it's garbled, but you just hear a little bit about separation, protection, or something. There's this conversation being had, and the image pulls back, and you see there are 5 individuals standing in a circle, or floating in a circle, and they're floating over the city of Azulore, and they are each casting, and you see that as one casts, it bounces to the next and the next, and they're creating this ring of light around them, and the ocean water begins to swirl around them as they're working. And as they cast, you can see movement below, where things are rising up out of the ocean to block off passages, and there are things that are being created to kind of create a separation between Azulore and the outside world. And then when they are finished, from one of them, from the center of their chest, you see their heart pops out, and it's floating in the ocean, and there's the rising kind of darkish purple liquid of their blood rising off of it, and they slowly begin to sink. And as the spell energy hits, it and then releases, and one of the tide bonds is floating there. And then you see another one, the same thing happens to them, and another, and another. And then finally there's only one of them floating there, and they collect the 4 tide bonds, and they focus the final energy of the spell on that, and this blinding flash of light releases. And all you see from where these 5 people were standing is nothing. But the city is completely locked down.
Oh my god.
They sacrificed themselves to protect this.
So how was it? Was it interesting? I didn't get to see it. I clip it shut.
No.
Is a man entitled to the sweat of his brow?
Why are you talking like this lately? It's really weird. Also, did little Saurus fucking talk the other? I swear, I don't have beast speech, but he talked.
He talks now.
Oh, I hate that. God.
He's real smart.
Tell him to stay out of my quarters. Unless he wants to cuddle.
So that's yes?
Yeah, yeah. I love pets, but I don't know if you can call them that anymore. Well, anyway, I'll let you deal with that moral quandary. Have a night, and I'll leave.
Right.
Didn't you literally say you think of your character thinks of Kaimana as a pet?
As
sometimes
his comfort thing.
It's when I look at you, sometimes I'm like, oh, look at that little guy, instead of
that's a person.
Anyway. I go to Mar.
All right.
All right, Mar. Part 2. You want to try it again?
Yeah.
All right, go for it. I hand it to you.
I hold up the old a priori king piece.
The very first one that you found.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
I was going to do that with the rook piece I have.
The original king piece that you discovered.
The original king piece.
Awesome. All right, so you start to focus, and the images begin to clear on the cloudy surface of the mirror, and you see this handsome black man, muscular, attractive, but the features are very similar because you can tell that they bear a very strong resemblance to one Iris Corday. And you know that you must be seeing here her father. He's talking, but you can't hear what he's saying. And the image kind of shifts, and it's almost like it's looking through his eyes, and there are 8 individuals kind of in front of him, some slightly standing in shadows, some a little more obvious. And one in particular you see looks very much like an older Victor Rylus, an older Volmir Rylus. And you assume that this must be Victor, and they're having a conversation. But you can tell that there's an element of this conversation that is heated in some way. That there's clearly a disagreement here in something. There's muddleness in the imagery, and then it kind of fades away for a moment, and then it cuts back, and again you see Damien Corday walking down a street, and he's kind of talking to someone to his left who's just out of view of what the mirror can show you, and then suddenly he looks up, and you see his eyes go wide, and then a splash of blood flies out. And he falls back, and then the person to his side kind of steps forward into the light and keeps moving, and you see Uriel Dane. And Uriel Dane is walking down the alleyway as Victor Rylus is walking towards him. And he's lowering his hand from where he cast the spell that killed Damien Corday. And the vision clears.
How is it?
Holy shit.
What did it show you?
Uriel Dane was there when Victor Rylus killed Damien Corday.
What?
Yeah, he was like right there.
It can show you shit like that?
Well, it was probably a setup. He was walking with Corday, and then Victor Rylus showed up, killed him, and Uriel was just like, cool, all right, kept walking.
I will say that the final image is Victor Rylus pulling the king piece out of Damien's pocket and wiping the blood off of it.
Ah,
yeah.
Boy.
Oof, that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Oh, we hate that guy anyway.
I mean, yeah, maybe he's dead. We don't know.
We
He
don't?
was in that castle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He died with his lover.
Maybe the mummy was coming. You never know.
Who knows? All right, good to see you. Have a good one.
All
I
right.
love you.
He's now the Mummy Lord's actuary.
Can I really quickly give
Yes.
2 items to 2 people?
Sure. Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
forgot to do. Okay,
Yep.
I run over to Saurus and I give dragon gauntlets to you and go, I don't know if you want these, but they seem like a you thing, not a me thing.
What are they?
They're the dragon gauntlets that the Rakshasa were using.
Does it require attunement?
I don't know. They're items that Josh said would be good for Saurus.
They
And
would.
I think you sent me a stat block for them,
I
or I
did.
asked if
Let
they
me
did
see.
good. I asked if they were better than the lightning, and you said like it's kind of, and it's more of a Rob choice.
Yes, I'm sending him to you right now, Rob.
Thank
So.
you.
That's
And
up to you.
They would be an improvement over the lightning gauntlets.
Then I will absolutely take it.
And they have dragons on them, so that's cool. Okay,
And I
then
do have the ring of dragon speech, so
nice. That's cool. I like this aesthetic for you. And then I'm gonna run over. I don't know if this man's gonna want this, but I go over to what's his name?
Darian?
Yeah, Darian. And I'm like, are you like do you like heavy weapons? He's like a heavy weapons guy.
No, I tend to like very
All right,
light
never mind.
weapons. Okay.
I was gonna see if he wanted a great sword that I just fucking have.
He says you carrying it. I mean, I would absolutely take it off of your hands and be happy to sell it. That looks like it'd be worth a good penny.
No, I'm if you're not gonna use it, I'm gonna sell it.
Oh,
So,
well then, yes.
I
Yeah,
hope
that's
you
fine.
can understand. But
Totally
this is not
understand.
just a monetary gift. This was gonna be
No.
if you need it.
Yes. No. The only person in our group who uses heavy weaponry could potentially use it, but he's rather partial to his hammer, so.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'll find some way to get rid of this thing.
Okay.
Back in the bag of holding. All right, and that's my errand done.
All right, I go up to Abel
All right, Abe.
or
Oh,
Ronnie.
yes.
You can
Yeah,
leave. Sorry if you needed something. You can leave. I go up to Abel and I go, here's the mirror. All right, think of someone, think
Yeah.
something. Go for it. You don't have to have the thing, by the way. You can just think of a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't even have to
As
be
long as it
in your
was-
possession. It's a creature or a
Oh.
thing. You can just think of it. Here you go.
Okay. There are a couple of things that I.
Pick one. You pick one thing.
I'm gonna be selfish.
Do it. Be petty with it. I'm gonna have this for a while. We can do this multiple times.
Yeah, we can do this. I'm going to take the ring that I got from Yakuzi, his ring of spell storing,
Mm.
and I want to focus on that as my object.
Okay. So the cloudiness of the mirror begins to fade, and you see Yakuzi, as you remember him, this not long ago, standing over his workbench, putting this together and crafting. And you can see flitting into the scene this small mechanical hummingbird that kind of floats next to his head, and he turns to look at it. Well, no, this one's a gift for someone. And he continues to craft it. And the hummingbird is telepathically communicating to him. No, this one I do not need you to deliver. He will come claim it himself. And then he finishes and he kind of puts it together. And he slides it onto his finger. One more thing to make. And then he reaches across the table and pulls over a design for something. And you see the puzzle box there. And you see the kind of the writing and the design of the puzzle box and what it would be. And then finally he reaches out and pulls forward this container, a jar that's swirling with this glowing blue energy. We will find a home for you yet. And then he sets it down, and you realize you're seeing the soul of Osira. And then the mirror clears.
How was it? You okay?
Yeah, I just somehow I feel like Yakuzi is right where he wants to be in all of this.
Look, a man who thinks himself very smart often isn't. You've got a good heart, and that's a lot harder to find. You can't learn that in a book. I give you a hug.
Oh.
Canonically, Yakuzi has the highest intelligence of anyone in Alyria.
And he's in jail.
Yep.
Elon Musk.
Just for fun, what number is his intelligence?
24.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Jesus God.
What did you say? What?
Drew's like, is he even that smart? Who knows?
But he has a low wisdom, so that works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Oh yeah, I just feel he's orchestrated a lot of this. And I still haven't found his homunculus, so.
No, yeah, and that's like, after you see that, Abel, you realize, like, you remember that,
well, I'm sure Abel would have.
Yeah, but it's
Bora to keep an eye out.
This thing was in the back of your head that it was never found, and so his homunculus is still out there somewhere.
Ew, gross. Yeah, I mean, I'll have a bunch of plans and stuff. They'll all come to pass, and you know, you don't have to worry about it so much. It's not. We're here for you.
Thank you, Julie. I appreciate it.
And it's not all your responsibility. There were a lot of adults who should have kept him in check.
Oh my goodness. You are 100% correct.
I know.
But you can't say that because it's rude to say.
No, I think you should say it a lot. They'll throw you out of the ballroom, but you should say it. And then you don't have to go anymore. It's great.
You're right.
Yeah, my first recital didn't go well. Anyway.
I do need to be more like you.
I don't know if that's the solution, but you should.
Tell anyone I said it, I will deny it. But
you should stick to your instincts. They're always right for the most part.
Thank you.
Just don't be so hard-headed about everything.
It takes time to change, so.
Mm-hmm.
I will take your advice to heart. Thank you for the opportunity to use your item.
Anytime. I'm gonna go, I don't know, maybe tan for like 4 hours. Bye.
Did you do Saurus's?
I'm doing Saurus's now.
Okay.
These are all separate days.
Yeah, so like
for the rest of the day, Jury's dicking around. He's finally relaxing. He is thinking about life. He's thinking about everything that's gone wrong. He's laying with a little tiki drink. But for now, I go to Saurus.
All right. So you approach Saurus.
Hi, Saurus. The little mirror. If you would like to use it, you're welcome.
Yes. I'm going to follow Marlowe's example, and I'm going to use it on the rook piece I have that we got in Hightower, where it was the person that
was that the one that was given to you by the risk breaker?
This is the one that the Vox Populi person gave us, and said that Phileas would know more about where it came from.
Okay.
Phileas said he's looking into it, but we haven't heard back from him yet.
Cool. All right. So you focus on the rook piece, and you are. Let me see which, because there's 2 rooks. Let me see which one this.
I think I have the other rook.
You do. All right. So you focus on the rook piece, and for a moment, the cloudiness kind of evaporates from the mirror. And you just see the piece in the mirror just kind of sitting on a tabletop. Like you're kind of zoomed in on it. And you can see behind it, like Gaussian blur, the shadow of a person, and they kind of move out of frame for a moment. And then they reach down to grab it and pick it up, and they're holding it in their hand. And then the image kind of pulls back, and you see Thornton Braid is holding it in his hand. And he's talking, but it's difficult to say what he's saying. Like this memory doesn't give you any sound. But then he kind of looks up, and Uriel Dane is talking to him. And Thornton just like takes it and tosses it to him and shakes his head, and then walks out of the room. And then Uriel's standing there holding it. And then the sound kind of comes out all of a sudden. The stupid dwarf wouldn't know a good opportunity if it hit him over the side of his head. And then you hear a voice from the behind him coming out of a doorway. Well, there's always a smarter player to put their piece on the board, isn't there? And you see Kratos Hawk walk out.
Fucking Kratos.
Well, I think we have a few things to consider since the dwarf doesn't want to be a part of our plans, don't we? And Uriel Dane smiles, and the memory fades.
Okay, based Thornton.
Yeah, I was about to say Thornton. So much respect.
Mm-hmm.
How was that source?
Okay. I tell Jury what I saw.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, go tell Mar now.
I go tell Mar.
No, based Thornton.
Kind of sick. Yeah, and that's most of my days.
Okay.
And then
all right.
beach.
So after relaxing 5 days of memories and tanning aboard the ship, you're here kind of looking out at all of your friends on the beach side. How does Jury spend their morning on the beach?
I'm gonna mess around for the most part, just hang out, fly over the water some. And then at the very end of the day, I'm gonna do a sending to Nairoy and be like, hey, just wanted to check in on how things are going. I'm at the beach right now, actually. It's probably not gonna be fun after that. But I hope they picked you up and everything's okay. Bye.
The message comes back. Yes, aboard an airship now, on our way towards Noivia. Very nice. It's quite interesting to fly. I don't know if it would be something you want to tell your friend or not, but I've met Marlowe's parents. They're here too. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too. And when you get to Nueva, you're gonna make a lot of new friends. So.
And then he, because you sent through, he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. Been there before. I hear that it's changed a little. Can't wait to see you when you get back.
I go to Mar, wherever Mar is. Mar just had their fight, I'm sure.
No, this is on the beach.
After.
So Mar's like,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, Mar.
What bad news do you have for me?
It's good, depending on your perspective.
You didn't make it sound like that.
Your parents made it on the airship. Nyroy said they're there, so I didn't want you to get blindsided when we headed back.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's happening.
Yeah.
A curious weight in your pocket, Marlo.
I know.
I like give you a little pat on the shoulder.
Can you hold my hand for a second while I do something?
Of course. Like, emotionally hold your hand. I'm like too excited.
I pull the object out of my pocket.
Okay.
Hey, Mom and Dad. It's me. I heard you got on the airship. Thank you. I love you, and please stay safe, and I hope to see you both very soon.
All right. There's a pause. And then a voice comes back through. And even though it's been 12 years, 13 years, slightly heavier tone to the voice than you remember it, but it's still the warm baritone of your father. Marlo, I'm so sorry that we didn't immediately reach out when we received your message. We wanted our first conversation to be in person. To see your face and to see how you've grown. We are so overjoyed that we finally have the chance and cannot wait to see you. All our love from your mother and I. Stay safe, I hear you're going into danger. And that's all you get.
Gosh, man.
You're muted out.
Does like a cry count as like one word, or is it like does it break up?
It depends. It depends how you handle the punctuation. But yeah.
Okay.
It is a free action.
Yeah.
It's like 35. I'm just
I'd like to use my free action to cry.
Yes, I do it all the time.
Always a free action.
I'm just
my
imagining
goodness.
like it's how long is the message? 30 words?
25.
25.
I'm just imagining 25 words worth of.
All right, Mar. I like look at you. I like give you a minute. Like, you want to go fly out over the ocean a little bit?
I want to go fly out over the ocean a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
I cast fly. We'll both go out there.
Okay. So as you,
I can fly. Hey.
Yeah, because you have the boots. That's why I said it. I cast fly on me, and you have the boots.
all right. So as you guys like take off,
You're like, are you gonna cast fly on me? And I'm like, your boots.
you clicked your
Never
heels.
fly,
Do you
no?
say there's no place like home? There's no place like.
I've had fly for a long time.
all
I
right.
can't my dulcimer.
So you like lift off of the sand, and there's just like the poof of sand as you leave the ground, and you just watch as like the your friends running and playing on the beach, Kaimana swimming, Saurus sitting down eating his 30th clam for the day. And now as this day has passed and the sun is in the process, there's always a moment for about half the day where the sun is hidden by the cloud overhead and you find yourself in shadow. But here the sun has descended to the other side and there's light again lighting onto this beach. And you've done some kind of reconnaissance work, and so even from this vantage point, you can see the depth and the density of the jungle that awaits you. And you know that far off in the distance, you've seen peeking above the canopy, what looks like a temple complex, where you assume that that's probably where you're eventually going to be headed. But that's a problem for another day and a problem for another time in this peaceful moment of downtime. And then you turn back to the ocean, and that's when you catch the ship that's approaching, and you recognize it. It is the Squall Eater, and kind of flying overhead You see like Ari and Squall Eater like looking up at you, and just she kind of gives you a wave as they're throwing down the anchor and beginning to load a shore vessel to paddle into shore. And with the knowledge that the people that you've been waiting for are arriving, and your mission in Azulore is ready to begin. With Jury and Marlowe sailing off over the ocean.
I think Abel is up with the jetpack too.
Yeah. Abel flies up and joins you.
Like Charles moving castle.
Yeah!
It's
Awesome imagery.
Yes. But with the landing crew beginning to row towards the beach and an evening of conversation before whatever begins tomorrow, we will pick up there next week.
Perfect.
Wholesome
section.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
God.
It was good.
Good one.
Yeah.
You guys have a good night.
All right.
Good night, y'all.
Night all.
Yeah, I got to get up at 4 a.m. So
Yes.